Oh, Leon, I must phone her. She must be feeling dreadful.
Oh, when did you breeze in? Just before?
Well, welcome to our humble home.
Thanks. What's your name?
Michelle Parks.
I'm Judy Bryant. This is B. Smith.
What are you in for?
Nothing. I mean, I didn't do it.
Well, what is it you didn't do? Oh, now, one thing you have to learn about here, love, is there are no secrets. Got it?
Well, it's all such a mess. I don't know where to start.
Come on, love. What were you charged with?
Breaking and entering, theft of $8,000.
Ever done anything like that before?
I told you I didn't do it.
Well, what happened?
I was a secretary with this mail order company. Pretty small place, but I had a good position.
Go on.
Boss had a couple of restaurants, too. You know, tax reasons.
Ah, shady deals, eh?
Could have been. Seemed above board at the time. Anyway, there's a lot of work to get through. So the boss asked me to work late one night. I said I wouldn't. I wasn't trying to be difficult, but you see, I'm heavily involved in amateur athletics. And if I would have worked overtime, I would have missed my training.
No, the boss didn't agree, eh?
He sacked me. A week later, the place was burgled. I was out jogging at the time. I couldn't prove it.
Now, wait a minute, love. Anybody could have done it. How come they picked on you?
Well, it was an inside job. Someone would have had to have had a key.
Did you have one?
No. But since I'd left under a cloud, anyone else in the company had an alibi. I was the bunny.
That's tough.
Don't you believe me?
As far as we're concerned, it doesn't matter whether you're innocent or guilty.
It matters to me.
Like we said, welcome.
Don't worry, love. We'll see you after the muster bell. What do you reckon?
Ah, she could have been framed.
You don't believe her?
Pretty professional job for a kid her age.
Oh, you don't seem very interested.
Well, I've got other things in my mind, like who ransacked my cell, for instance.
Yeah, it's tough when you're losing all your goodies, love.
Say that again. What the hell? Looks like the cell fairy's been again.
Harrison.
Who else? You know, we might just have a real, live, decent screw on our hands for a change. Well, I suppose we shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yes, sir. Can I help you?
Henry Lawrence is the name. I'm here to see Michelle Parks.
Your family?
Closest thing to it, I'm her coach.
Her coach?
Her athletic coach. She's in training.
Really? What for?
Well, any luck, the '84 Olympics. I tell you, her name's already on the goals for the 400 and 800 meters.
Yes, you do realize that she's facing a very serious charge.
I certainly do. But with a bit of luck and a good lawyer, she'll be out in no time.
I wouldn't count on that if I were you.
The girl's as honest as the day's long. The problem is there's an interstate meet next month. She's got to keep in training for that. Have you got facilities?
Well, no, not exactly.
A gym or something of the kind?
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, she's got to keep in training. If she could run, you know, in the grounds, that'd be a start.
Yes, well, it's...
Look, I know it's none of your business, but that girl needs help. She only came to the city so she could train. She was peaking when all this business happened. She can't run. Well, she can kiss the Olympics goodbye.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Good man. Can I see it?
Yes, of course. You just sign in here, please.
Right.
You pass me that bag.
It's Michelle's training gear.
So let's be searched, you know.
What? Oh. I was forgetting where I was. So keep your chin up and keep up your training while you're in here.
What's the use? Even if I could pay the bail, they're still going to convict me.
Says who?
You know I haven't got an alibi. There's no one to testify I was nowhere near the place when it was broken into.
What about the old lady?
She was just a dero. Anyway, if she hasn't turned up by now, she's not likely to.
The police are still working on locating her.
The only thing they're working on is getting me convicted.
Remember that time you tore the ligament in your knee?
What about it?
No one gave you a hope in hell of ever competing again, not even me.
So?
But you did, didn't you? By thinking positive.
Thinking isn't going to get me off this rap.
It'll help. And in the meantime, we'll work on getting you a lawyer and bail.
That takes money.
You're entitled to legal aid, and the athletic club's raising the bail for you.
Fat chance they've got.
I've made inquiries, and the sooner you make application for a solicitor, the sooner you'll get out of here. Now, let's work on it, eh?
Yeah.
You'll get wrinkles.
What?
You're frowning. What's the matter?
Look, Terry, I don't want to talk shop, but you needn't have given Smith back her contraband.
Is it worth the wrinkles?
I just wish you hadn't, that's all.
Well, it stopped her making waves. Anyway, a few illicit luxuries aren't too much to pay.
Wentworth is a prison.
Not a holiday camp. Look, I tell you what. Why don't we agree to differ on that one? That's my girl. You know, you're not nearly as prickly as you used to be.
No.
I wonder why.
Well, it's a mystery, isn't it?
You happy?
Very. I'm so glad you didn't move out.
Yeah, so am I. I don't suppose there's such a thing as a perfect relationship, but... well, we're not doing too bad, are we?
No.
What now?
I'm just wondering where all this is leading.
Oh. Yes, I suppose you're thinking of something more permanent.
Well, yes, I suppose I am.
Marriage? What do you think of it? In theory, I mean.
I've always thought that if two people really cared about one another, then they should get married. It shows that they're serious and not just out for a good time.
I've always liked my freedom too much to think too much about permanency. To me, marriage always seemed a bit too permanent. But I've never felt like this for someone before. Maybe you're just the person to change my mind.
Knock it off, Parks.
Go away.
The whole block are waiting a minute. Now stop it.
I don't care.
Well, I do, so give it a rest.
Oh, it's easy for you to say, isn't it? My whole future's gone down the drain and all you can say is give it a rest.
I'm not responsible for you being here.
Well, that makes two of us, but I'm here, aren't I?
Look, why don't you stop feeling sorry for yourself and take your coach's advice?
What would he know about being locked up?
Well, nothing, maybe. But he does have your best interest at heart. You going to keep training?
There's no facilities. I asked the women.
Well, you can still run.
I need someone to pace me. Can't imagine any of those slobs going out.
I'll pace you.
Oh, I'd leave you for dead. You're as unfit as they are.
Oh, no, I run a couple of miles a day, morning and night, rain, hail or shine.
You're kidding.
No, I keep myself pretty fit. I've got no idea the trouble I went to try and introduce phys ed into this place. But most of the women would prefer to sit on their bums and watch television.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble with most people. They complain about all sorts of things, but if they only get out into the fresh air a bit
Why
more...
don't you give them a good example, eh?
Yeah, I'm not interested.
You've got a lot to learn, Parks.
It's none of your business.
Well, that's where you're wrong. It is my business. You haven't got many choices now you're on the inside, you know.
What do you mean?
You've got to take orders in this place. And if you don't, we've got ways of making life very unpleasant for you.
What are you getting at?
You start training tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock sharp. Make sure you got your running gear on.
And if I'm not?
That's an order, Parks.
Oh, that was about as good as a kick in the head.
Well, at least it's keeping you fit.
Well, it's all right for a limbering up exercise. I've got to get down to serious training. I get dizzy running 10 miles in this space.
Listen, are you serious about this?
I'm serious, all right.
All right, how'd you like to go outside?
You're kidding.
No, not right outside, but, well, that's just the inner fence. There's another fence further out, a perimeter fence. It'd have a overall perimeter of about a mile, I suppose.
That sounds better.
All right, I'll see what I can arrange for you. After all, there's still a 10.5-foot barbed wire fence between you and freedom. You're not training for the high jump by any chance, are you?